Welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach with your host, Ron Rose.
Glad to have you with us. I'm Ron Rose, Executive Director of the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce, and this is Focus on Jensen Beach. Once a week, we will be highlighting local events and news. We will focus on our business community and talk about people and places in the Jensen Beach, Hutchinson Island area. Focus on Jensen Beach is produced in cooperation with TV16 and the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce. We encourage suggestions from our community on subjects you would like to have discussed on the show. Focus on Jensen Beach is brought to you by Tri-County Gas, Pest Offense Systems, Cafe Coconuts, SPS Home Centers, Ampersand Graphics, the Jensen Beach Messenger, and the Jensen Beach Chamber of Commerce. Jensen Beach is known as the sea turtle capital of the world. And in our entire show this week is dedicated to the sea turtles that come nesting on our Hutchinson Island during the summer. Our guest today is Nelia Coyle, Director of the Jensen Beach Turtle Watch Program. Nelia has brought with some real turtle artifacts with her today, and we'll be looking at later at the show. Nelia, welcome to Focus on Jensen Beach.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you interested in sea turtles?
I've been working with sea turtles for about 12 years. I started down in Hope Sound many years ago doing turtle walks down there, and I've always had an interest in turtles in general and especially sea turtles.
How's the nesting season this year coming along?
It's doing all right. It's starting out about the same as it did last year, and it's the leatherbacks have already been coming in nesting, and they're about the same at the same numbers they were last year at this time. The loggerheads are slightly lower than they were at the same time last year.
When does the nesting season start?
It's officially May 1st through October 31st, but turtles don't always abide by certain dates. Our earliest nest this year was actually in February, and that was very early. But usually the bulk of the nesting takes place during May, June, and July.
What does it cost to conduct a Turtle Watch program?
The Turtle Watch program costs approximately $6,000 or so to run. We get that mainly through donations, and also charging a fee for attending the program helps to pay for our bus, which we use during the program.
Right. The Chamber of Commerce worked this year to get a tax-exempt number, so that means that the donations are tax-exempt, correct?
Right, and that'll help us out, I hope, this year.
Right. A couple of years ago, you went to Washington, D.C., and you received an award from the president and a congressman. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that award and about your trip?
Well, it was called the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Award, and it goes to a variety of organizations or individuals around the country that are doing work in conservation and mainly using volunteers. And so I went up to receive the award because Turtle Watch was nominated.
Thank you, Nelia. When Focus on Jensen Beach continues, we will be looking at a slideshow about the Turtle Watch program, and we will be seeing some real sea turtle artifacts. So stay tuned.
What's the latest breakthrough in pest control technology? Tubes in the walls. Behind every wall of this new home, there's Pest Defense System. A special formula is injected into the tubes, and a pest-killing mist fills every space where bugs crawl. It's safe, too, for food, children, and pets. Ask for Tubes in the Walls by Pest Defense System, now the most effective pest protection you can get.
Cafe Coconuts has 2-for-1 specials every day of the week. Monday nights, enjoy New York strip steak, 2 dinners for just $18.95. Tuesday, it's all-you-can-eat prime rib, 2 for $18.95. Wednesday nights, treat yourself to sumptuous snow crab legs, just $16.95 for 2 complete dinners. Come in early for their famous happy hour daily from 4 till 7 with 2-for-1 drink specials and a free buffet. Cafe Coconuts on Hutchinson Island. Good food at great prices every day of the week.
Hi-ho, Mr. Comparison here on safari with Tri-County Gas, searching for the energy savings you'll find when you dare to compare.
It starts here. Cook 2 meals compared to 1 cooked with electricity.
Heat 2 gallons of water compared to 1 with electricity. Oh, pardon me, ma'am. Convenient outdoor cooking. And nothing heats your pool or spa as fast as propane gas. Stop by our showroom to see the Treasure Coast's largest and most complete line of gas appliances.
Hi, join TV16, WHLG FM Radio, Palm Beach Cruise Lines, and the 4th Season magazine at Club Med for the first annual Seniors Health, Wealth, and Activities Expo, Saturday and Sunday, June 6th and 7th. Admission is free. Over 50 exhibitors of health and financial products and services for the senior market. Over 100 door prizes to be given away and dozens of free health tests, plus a free health and financial services directory and value coupon book for Martin and St. Lucie counties. See you there.
Welcome back to Focus on Jensen Beach. We are talking with Nelia Coyle, director of the Jensen Beach Turtle Watch. Nelia, tell us a little bit about the presentation that we're about to see.
This is some part of the presentation that participants would be seeing if they were to attend a Turtle Watch program.
Okay, well let's go and let's take a look at that right now.
For as long as there has been a shore, sea turtles have been coming to this place to lay their eggs. Like her ancestors before her, this magnificent loggerhead turtle has completed this long journey to Hutchinson Island in Florida. It's hard to move up the beach in the soft sand, slow and tedious. Not like in the sea where the water flows around this huge body, providing support. The turtle is alert, wary of her vulnerability. Any disturbance, such as bright lights or unusual movement, will cause this shy creature to return to the sea without laying her eggs. At least, not here.
I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight to the Jensen Beach Treasure Coast Chamber of Commerce Turtle Watch.
This is Nelia Coyle, the director of Turtle Watch for the Jensen Beach Treasure Coast Chamber of Commerce. Nelia is giving instructions for tonight's Turtle Watch. She begins with a brief history of Florida sea turtles.
We're going to talk tonight about sea turtles. These are large marine reptiles, and sea turtles have been on the planet Earth for approximately 250 million years, and that's quite a long time for any one species to survive. Sea turtles have been around since before the dinosaurs were once ruling the planet, and they have changed little in those 250 million years. This is one of the oldest fossil records that we have of sea turtle, and this fossil is called Archelon, and it's about 10 feet long. This particular species is extinct now. However, the relatives of this turtle that survive today look quite a bit like this. We think some of the early sea turtles might have looked something like this, approximately 200 million years ago, or perhaps even something like this. However, the species that survive today look quite a bit different. Sea turtles are large, air-breathing marine reptiles that spend their entire life in the ocean. With the exception of the female turtles, when they reach maturity, they find a suitable nesting beach and they come out onto the beach to lay their eggs. However, the rest of their life is spent in the ocean. Sea turtles, just like all other reptiles, have a scaly skin, and they are cold-blooded, and that means that their body temperature is controlled by their surroundings. Therefore, they are usually found in temperate and tropical waters and not found in very cold water. Sea turtles have a hard shell that helps to protect their body. However, they cannot retract their flippers or their head into their shell like many other turtles can. And in this slide on the left, you can see the top part of the shell, or what is called the carapace, and you can also see how the backbone is very much a part of that shell. On the right side of the slide is the plastron, or the belly part of the shell, and that offers some protection to the internal organs. Sea turtles have adapted for their life in the ocean by developing flippers, and in the middle of this slide you can see what one of those flippers looks like. The sea turtles use these flippers to actually fly through the water. They flap them up and down, and their rear flippers they use to steer with. The other pictures in this slide are from other turtles, and you can see how different their legs look compared to the sea turtle. Sea turtles are not to be confused with this common land turtle, such as this box turtle you might find in your backyard. This is a small turtle, and the shell measures approximately 5 or 6 inches across the back. And they're not to be confused with this turtle, which is a turtle found in water, usually fresh water, and it is a soft shell turtle. However, even though it lives in water, it is no relation to the sea turtle. There are 7 species of sea turtles found around the world, and in Florida's waters we have 5 that swim in our waters, and those are the 5 that we are going to talk about tonight. On the top part of this slide, you can see what the babies or hatchlings look like, and you can see they're all just a little bit different. On the bottom part of the slide, you can see what the shells of these sea turtles look like, and that's a good way to tell them apart. What you can do is count the scales or scutes on the back part of the shell, and also look at the color of those scutes, and that will tell you what kind of turtle you're looking at. You can see the shell on the right is quite different from the other ones, and that actually isn't a hard shell at all, and we'll talk about that one in a minute. Just to show you the 5 faces of the 5 species of sea turtles found in Florida's waters, and they're all just a little bit different. Each one of these turtles has a diet that's just a little different from the other one, and those different faces and beaks help these turtles to eat those particular food items. There are 3 species of sea turtles that do nest here, and those are the 3 we'll look at next. This is a typical nesting beach in this area on Hutchinson Island. It's a gently sloping beach that goes up to a dune area or vegetation area, which is usually where the sea turtles will lay their eggs. You can see the tracks on the left part of the slide going up to the top, and at the top of the slide is where the nest has been laid. The first turtle we'll look at that nests here is the green sea turtle. Now this turtle gets its name from its green body fat, not from its outer coloring. You can see it's quite brown and tan. The green sea turtle is also classified as an endangered species, and this turtle is mainly killed for its meat, and also its eggs are taken. This is a large turtle. Its shell length gets to be about 5 feet long, and it averages about 350 pounds to 400 pounds in weight. On Hutchinson Island, we get an average of about 30 green sea turtle nests per year. The greens lay an average of at least 120 to 150 eggs in each nest. They usually take a long time to nest, however, and the average time for them to nest is about 3 hours. The greens are also killed for their meat in many countries still today, and this turtle has an unusual diet compared to the other turtles. It eats mainly turtle grass, and so it is really the only turtle that is mostly a vegetarian. The green sea turtle is also noted for its long migrations, and typically will travel hundreds of miles between a nesting beach and a feeding ground. And it still is a mystery as to how the green sea turtles find their way from point A to point B in open ocean. The giant among all turtles of the world, especially among the sea turtles, is this turtle, which is called a leatherback. You can see how different this turtle looks compared to the other turtles we've looked at so far. This turtle does not have a hard shell. It has a black leathery skin that covers its whole body, and those white specks that are embedded in the skin are actually small pieces of bone. And these pieces of bone do offer some protection to the leatherback skin. However, it is known for its very sensitive skin. This turtle is absolutely huge. It gets to be between 1,300 and 1,600 pounds in weight, and its shell length is about 7 feet long. It is absolutely huge. The front flippers, you can see, are quite large, and this allows the leatherback to migrate hundreds of miles. Typically, the leatherbacks will nest in the Caribbean area, and then they will travel up north in the summertime, even as far north as Nova Scotia, in search of their favorite food, which is jellyfish. You might wonder how such a huge animal could survive eating mainly jellyfish. Well, they have adapted to that diet, and when you look inside of their mouth and you'll see how. Inside the top of their mouth, there is rows and rows of spines that aim toward the back of their throat. And these spines are very helpful. When the leatherback grabs onto a slippery jellyfish, these spines latch into the slippery jellyfish's body and then allows the leatherback to swallow it without it oozing out the sides. So it is quite adapted to eating that slippery prey. On Hutchinson Island, we have between usually 1 and 20 leatherback nests per year. And this year it's been quite a good year. We have about 17 nests so far. The leatherback is typically an early nester in the season, and the season would usually run between mid-April and mid-September. The leatherbacks are usually the first ones to nest. When they do nest, they lay about 80 tennis ball-sized eggs per nest, and you can get an idea of how big this turtle is just by the size of the man on the left and just the corner of the back end of the turtle on the right. The leatherback, like all the other sea turtles, actually cries or tears when it's laying its eggs, and the old legend had it that the sea turtles were crying because they were never going to see their babies again and they were laying their eggs and they would never know what would happen to them. Of course, science came along and came up with they thought, a better idea, and they discovered that the sea turtles actually tear all the time, even when they're underwater. And the reason they do this is to eliminate excess body salt that they accumulate in their life in the ocean. Also, when they're nesting, this tearing helps to clean their eyes out from all that sand that gets thrown into them. When the leatherback covers up her nest, it could be about 16 feet across. So if you see something huge on the beach that looks like a turtle nest but is seen, it's probably a leatherback's nest. The most common turtle found in our waters is this turtle, which is called the loggerhead. And the loggerhead gets its name from its large head in proportion to the size of its body. The loggerhead is classified as a threatened species, and therefore if we do find a loggerhead turtle tonight, this is the one that we'll be able to watch nest. If for some reason our scouts were to find a leatherback or a green, which are classified as endangered, we will not be able to take the group over to them. So hopefully this is the turtle we will get to watch tonight. On Hutchinson Island, we get between 3,000 and 6,000 loggerhead nests per year. And when a loggerhead gets ready to lay her eggs, this is typically what she will do. She will wait till it gets dark out, and then she will swim into the surf zone and scan the beach for a suitable area to come out. When she finds an area that's quiet and dark and hopefully with flashlights and making a lot of noise, then she will climb out of the ocean and crawl up onto the beach up to the vegetation area. At this point, it's very easy to disturb the sea turtles, as they're very nervous about coming out of the water, where perhaps they've spent at least 15 to 20 years before they have come out for the first time to lay their eggs. That's when they reach maturity. So she will climb up to usually above the high tide line and close to the vegetation line, and she will start to dig what's called a body pit. She will take her front flippers and throw out some sand underneath her, sort of off to the side, and when she's satisfied with her body pit, then she will start to dig her egg cavity. She will take her rear flippers and alternate them, one side and then the other, and scoop out about enough sand to have a hole that's about 1.5 feet deep. Sea turtles around the world are disappearing at a rather alarming rate, and the main reason for this is overexploitation by humans. People around the world are still killing sea turtles for their eggs, for their meat, and for their shell. In this picture, you can see a turtle poacher taking eggs from a nest. These eggs are especially popular in some areas, and they are considered quite a delicacy. In fact, some countries even consider them an aphrodisiac. They are also known for their great qualities in making cakes and their baked goods. And these eggs are usually sold in the marketplace. However, in this country, it is illegal.
As these people are learning about the sea turtle, Turtle Watch scouts are on the beach, so they may direct tonight's turtle watchers to the nesting area. When that nesting area is located, Nelia is contacted by walkie-talkie. Then the group is transported by bus to the closest access point. There, they gather around the turtle.
I'm going to also check and see if she has a tag on her. Could you hold that for me? Thanks.
Holding the eyes. No flash?
And she probably won't lay next year or the year after. And then she'll come back again and lay maybe 2 or 3 nests.
Explain why she has tears sort of flowing out of her eyes when she leaves.
Okay, usually they're tearing all the time. And just since she's coming out of the water, it's more obvious. But actually they tear even when they're underwater. And that's to rid their body of excess salt that builds up when they're living out in the ocean. Also, when she's nesting, it helps clean her eyes out with all the sand that gets thrown up into her eyes. First she'll cover up with her rear flippers, then she'll take the front flippers and throw all this sand back behind there. So when she gets ready to do that, you people in the back might want to stand up.
Now she has performed her natural duty, the propagation of an endangered species. But she will never see her young. They will hatch in 45 to 65 days, then scurry down the beach to the sea. There, 1% of the baby sea turtles will survive to return. Some more fortunate young will be taken by the people of the House of Refuge. Here, the United States Department of the Interior and the State of Florida Department of Natural Resources oversee a turtle propagation program. These young will be released when they are 1 year old. Their chances of survival, much better than their peers.
What's the latest breakthrough in pest control technology? Tubes in the walls. Behind every wall of this new home, there's Pest Defense System. A special formula is injected into the tubes, and a pest-killing mist fills every space where bugs crawl. It's safe, too, for food, children, and pets. Ask for Tubes in the Walls by Pest Defense System, now the most effective pest protection you can get.
Cafe Coconuts has 2-for-1 specials every day of the week. Monday nights, enjoy New York strip steak, 2 dinners for just $18.95. Tuesday, it's all-you-can-eat prime rib, 2 for $18.95. Wednesday nights, treat yourself to sumptuous snow crab legs, just $16.95 for 2 complete dinners. Come in early for their famous happy hour daily from 4 till 7 with 2-for-1 drink specials and a free buffet. Cafe Coconuts on Hutchinson Island. Good food at great prices every day of the week.
Welcome back to Focus on Jensen Beach. We're talking to Nelia Coyle, Director of the Jensen Beach Turtle Watch Program. And she's brought with her today some Turtle Watch artifacts, some real sea turtle artifacts. So tell us a little bit about what we have here, Nelia.
Okay, basically everything that's on the table is a confiscation from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And I want to emphasize that these artifacts, you must have a special permit to have them in your possession. Because all sea turtles are protected by state, federal, and international laws, it is a requirement that you have a permit if you're going to have any part of them, whether it's an egg, a shell, a skull, or anything else in your possession. The reason we have these artifacts, we were given these artifacts by the Fish and Wildlife Service to use in educational programs to teach people about sea turtles and why they are endangered. There are many reasons why they are endangered, and one of them is habitat destruction. Another one is overexploitation by people, in other words, killing sea turtles for their eggs, their meat, and other products. I have here some of the other products that would be part of the problem of why sea turtles are endangered, and one of them is people kill them to sell their shells, such as this, to tourists that come visit these other countries. This is very much against the law in this country, but these items are still on sale in many other countries, and if a tourist were to go to another country and see this in a store, you could buy it and theoretically bring it back to the United States. However, it is illegal to bring these items into the United States, and these items would be confiscated from you, and you could be prosecuted if you were to try to bring them into the country. Other products include leather products. This is a sea turtle leather wallet. And here we have a handbag that has 2 endangered animals on it, not just one, an endangered caiman and then sea turtle leather on either side. These items, again, are contributing to the demise of the sea turtle population. Sea turtles are killed for their meat, their eggs, and also their shell. This hawksbill sea turtle here is the one that's killed mainly for its shell, and you can see it is a very beautiful shell. What happens then is they take the plates or the scutes off the shell and make it into items such as these bracelets here, or glasses and so on and so forth. There are a variety of things that are made from the sea turtle shell. It's referred to as tortoise shell, but actually it does not come from a tortoise. It comes from the hawksbill sea turtle. Unfortunately, all of these animals are endangered. The hawksbill is in very bad shape because certain countries are still importing hawksbill shell, many of them illegally, and that is a big problem. They're taking hawksbills from around the world in order to do this. Another item here I have is the skull. This is a loggerhead skull. This comes from the turtle that is the most common in our area here in the Hutchinson Island area. This is the loggerhead. It gets its name from the large head in relation to the size of its body. The loggerhead is the most frequent nester in this area. We usually get several thousand loggerhead nests on Hutchinson Island every year. The other items I have here, Ron's going to hold up for me, is this. This is a green sea turtle shell. This shell is from the green sea turtle. It gets its name from its green body fat, not from its shell, which varies in coloring from area to area. This is an average sized one, but the green turtles do get quite large. They weigh about 300 to 400 pounds when they're mature. And this is a smaller adult. This shell over here is also a green turtle shell. This is from a young one, probably about 2 years old. You can see the shell is very beautiful. And this is another one of those curio items that somebody bought, I guess, to hang up on their wall when they got home.
Now, Nelia, you can see all these things at the Jensen Beach Turtle Watch program that
right.
starts. Now, when does that start?
We start our first program this year, May 27th, which is a Wednesday night. They will run every Wednesday and Saturday nights
that's next
through
Wednesday
July.
Night. Okay, and how do people get in? If they want to go on the Turtle Watch, what do they do?
They have to call the Chamber of Commerce in Jensen Beach for a reservation, and you call 334-3444 and make your reservations with the Chamber.
And they do fill up quick, so if you're interested and they start this coming Wednesday, give the Chamber a call at 334-3444. Nelia, Turtle Watch is a public awareness program.
That's right, Ron. And the whole purpose of Turtle Watch is to provide an opportunity for the public to witness the sea turtle nests, also to educate them and explain why sea turtles are endangered and why they're protected by law. But the most important part is the nesting process, and we want to make sure that we do not disturb any sea turtles, and that is the whole purpose of the Turtle Watch program. We do not recommend that anybody go out on the beach by themselves to look for sea turtles to nest. If you do want to witness this unusual phenomenon, please join in with one of the area turtle walk programs that are state permitted and that have been trained in order to protect sea turtles and explain the whole program to the public.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nelia. Thank you for being a guest on Focus on Jensen
You're
Beach.
welcome.
And you're doing a great job as director of the Jensen Beach Turtle Watch. Next, we will be talking about some of the new members of the Chamber of Commerce this week. Thank you for watching. If you'd like any information on today's show, or you'd like more information about the Turtle Watch program and how to make your reservation, call the Chamber at 334-3444. Thank you.